ASAP Rocky deeply in tears after what RiRi just did for their relationship. No one expected ASAP Rocky to break down the way he did, not the fans watching from afar, not the friends closest to him, and not even Rihanna herself. Yet in one raw, unguarded moment, the usually composed artist found himself overwhelmed by emotion, tears streaming freely as the weight of what had just happened finally sank in. This wasn't about fame. This wasn't about money. This was about love, real, grown, battle-tested love. For weeks, those close to the couple had sensed something shifting beneath the surface. Life had been moving fast. The pressure of careers, parenthood, public scrutiny, and unrelenting expectations had quietly piled up. Even the strongest relationships feel the strain when the world is constantly watching, judging, and speculating. And while Rocky and Rihanna had always projected unity, privately they were navigating deep conversations about legacy, stability, and what kind of partnership they wanted to model, not just for themselves, but for their children. On that particular evening, Rocky thought it was just another calm night at home. No cameras. No entourage. Just peace. Rihanna asked him to sit with her for a moment. Her voice was gentle, almost ceremonial. He didn't know it yet, but she had spent weeks preparing for this conversation, thinking, reflecting, and making a decision that would change the emotional foundation of their relationship forever. She didn't start with grand speeches or dramatic gestures. Instead, she spoke from the heart. She told him how much she saw him, not the artist, not the public figure, but the man. She spoke about the sacrifices he'd made quietly, the way he showed up as a father, the way he protected their family when the world felt intrusive and loud. Then she told him something he wasn't prepared to hear. She told him she was choosing him again, consciously, deliberately, without hesitation. Rihanna explained that she wanted to redefine how they moved forward together. Less survival mode. Less reacting to chaos. More intention. More emotional safety. She told him she was ready to put their relationship first in ways she never had before, not because she had to, but because she wanted to. She promised transparency, emotional openness, and partnership at a level that went beyond romance. She wanted them to be teammates in every sense of the word. That's when Rocky's composure cracked. He tried to speak, but his voice failed him. His shoulders tensed. His eyes filled. Years of pressure, doubt, and unspoken fears rushed to the surface all at once. For so long, he'd carried the silent responsibility of being the strong one, the protector, the anchor. And in that moment, Rihanna removed that weight, not by taking control, but by standing beside him fully. He cried because he felt seen. He cried because he felt chosen. He cried because, for the first time in a long time, he felt safe enough to let go. Rihanna didn't interrupt him. She didn't rush the moment. She simply held him, grounded, calm, present. No words were needed. The message was already clear: we're in this together, no matter what. What made the moment even more powerful was what followed. Rihanna revealed that she had already begun restructuring parts of her life to protect their relationship, turning down certain commitments, adjusting priorities, and creating space for them to grow without constant external noise. Not as a sacrifice, but as an investment. In them. In their family. In their future. Rocky later admitted, through close sources, that it felt like emotional validation he didn't realize he'd been waiting for his entire life. Not applause. Not approval. But partnership at its deepest level. Fans would eventually notice the change. The quieter confidence. The softer smiles. The way Rocky looked at Rihanna like someone who had found solid ground after a long storm. And while the world might speculate endlessly about what happens behind closed doors, one truth became undeniable: something profound had shifted. This wasn't a headline-grabbing stunt. This wasn't a public announcement. This was love choosing to evolve. And in that private, sacred moment, away from flashing lights and viral clips, ASAP Rocky cried not out of pain, but out of gratitude. Because sometimes, the strongest tears aren't born from heartbreak, they're born from finally realizing you're not alone anymore. ASAP Rocky deeply in tears after what RiRi just did for their relationship. What started as an ordinary, quiet evening quickly turned into one of the most emotional moments of ASAP Rocky's life, a moment so powerful, so intimate, that even those closest to him later admitted they had never seen him like this before. According to sources close to the couple, ASAP Rocky had been carrying a heavy emotional weight for weeks. Between relentless public pressure, non-stop rumors, and the constant expectations placed on their relationship, he had been pushing forward in silence, smiling for cameras, staying strong in public, and protecting his family at all costs. But behind closed doors, it was different. Rocky had been questioning himself. Questioning whether he was doing enough. Questioning whether he was truly giving RiRi the emotional safety she deserved. And Rihanna saw all of it. The moment that changed everything. Late that night, with the house unusually quiet, Rihanna asked Rocky to sit with her. No phones. No distractions. Just the two of them. At first, Rocky thought it was just another heart-to-heart conversation. He had no idea what was coming. RiRi reached for his hands and looked him directly in the eyes, the kind of look that makes your chest tighten before a single word is spoken. Then she said something that completely shattered him emotionally. I see you. I see everything you've been carrying for us, and I don't want you to carry it alone anymore. That was it. Rocky tried to hold it together. He nodded. He swallowed hard. But when Rihanna gently placed something in his hands, a handwritten letter, his composure collapsed. The letter that broke him. The letter wasn't short. And it wasn't casual. It was pages of raw emotion. Rihanna had written about the first moment she realized Rocky wasn't just her partner, but her safe place. How his loyalty had healed parts of her she never spoke about publicly. How watching him grow into fatherhood changed the way she saw love forever. And how she was choosing him every single day, no matter what the world said. By the time Rocky reached the last page, his hands were shaking. He couldn't speak. He couldn't breathe properly. He just broke down completely. I've never felt this scene before. Rocky reportedly buried his face into Rihanna's shoulder, sobbing uncontrollably. This wasn't quiet crying. This was deep, emotional release, the kind that comes when someone finally feels understood after years of being strong. Between tears, he whispered words that stunned everyone who later heard about the moment. I've never felt this scene before, not like this. Rihanna didn't interrupt him. She didn't rush him. She just held him tighter. That, according to insiders, was the moment Rocky realized something profound. This wasn't just love. This was partnership at its deepest level. What RiRi did next left him speechless. As if the letter wasn't enough, Rihanna then revealed something even more powerful. She told Rocky she had quietly made changes in her schedule, turning down major opportunities, rearranging commitments, and creating protected time, specifically to prioritize their relationship and family. No announcements. No headlines. No public credit. Just intention. She told him.